Well, at the end of the first round in 1984, after having recruited very, very heavily, we recruited guys like Jerry Cotter, who came as our captain from Subiaco. We recruited fellas, and we had fellas like Mike Stockley, big fella from West Perth, Roberts from West Perth, Lou Ursig, big or brutish ruckman, and fellas like that who complemented the rest of the established players that we had in Laurie Wilson, etc. Greg Rogers and Pencil Smith, David Anderson. They were all very, very good players, but the previous season hadn't won a game. And at the end of the first round, we still hadn't won a game in 1984. And the committee decided they'd better ask the then coach, Jack Neal, and myself as selector, why? So we all got together and decided we needed to do something to lift the team a little bit. And it was a song we decided on. No, not really. There were some humorous songs around about booze and bashing and belting and kill the opposition and all that sort of thing, but no real what you would call a traditional club song. Well, yeah, it was rather involved. I worked at the radio station at the time, 6KG, and when we decided on the song, I wrote some lyrics which Jack and Alf Caputo had a look at and thought, no, they're okay. But the big problem was trying to find an instrumental record to fit the lyrics to, which eventually did at the studios at 6KG. So we come up with the song, the instrumental. We came up with the lyrics, and the lyrics were taken from a comment that was made by one of our senior players at the time called David Anderson, who at the bar one night said, you know, let's take up the fight for the black and white. You know, that just sort of stuck in my mind, you know, fight, might, black and white and all that sort of thing. So you've got all the rhyming sort of stuff there. Then you look at tradition and everything of the club. And so to fit the lyrics into that, you're proud of our tradition and all that sort of thing. Always support your teammates and everything. In everything we do, because that rhymed with roo, which is right on the end. Oh, in the... at the record library at 6KG. Yeah, I had to go through hundreds and hundreds of records. Remember, they weren't CDs in those days. They were actual vinyl records. I eventually went through there and found this particular one. The recording process of the whole song was the key to the thing. We got 16 players down into 6KG Studio 2, which was about 4 metres by 4 metres. 16 players in there. We only had three headphones, apart from myself and Les Barrett sitting at the desk, and we only had 4 microphones there. So to get the actual song started, cued with the record, because they couldn't hear the record being played, they couldn't hear the instrumental music, and it was hard to get it started. That's why the song starts off with Mike Stockley saying, Kalgoorlie City, and then it goes into the rhythm of the whole song. So after about 20 takes, we recorded that, and that's what came out. No, certainly no other club around at that stage had anything like that, and so we used that for the rest of the season. The players all learnt the song. We used to play it after every winning game. Well, up until 1984, they didn't have much opportunity to celebrate at all because they didn't win any games. But in 1984, after we started winning a few games, it was the usual old, you know, pat on the bum, smack on the shoulder or something, loud cheering and roaring and all that sort of thing. But you didn't celebrate in any way like singing a club song. No, we didn't do anything like that at all. Well, yeah, I certainly do. We finished as minor premiers, but we lost the second semi-final. Inexcusable, I thought. However, we won the preliminary final and we went into the grand final. Pretty confident that we would win. We played Campbell here, of course, at Sir Richard Moore. At the end of the first quarter, they had a fellow playing for them called Bandit Botica. He kicked 4 goals for Campbell in the first quarter before we'd even scored, I think. However, we finished the first quarter with 2 goals 7. So at that stage, we were pretty confident that we had them. By half-time, we were comfortably in front, and playing very, very well. And the game was broken wide open in the third quarter when we kicked what was then a winning score, I would imagine, primarily led by Rowdy O'Loughlin, who kicked 3 goals straight in the third quarter. And so in the end, it was a pretty comfortable win. They came back in the last quarter and kicked the last 2 goals, I think it was, but that didn't really matter. At that stage, it was in the bag. Well, only that at the end of that particular season, when we had the players of the ilk of Jerry Cotter and Lou Urseg and Rowdy O'Loughlin and David Anderson and all that sort of thing, we thought we might have been pretty good things for another season or so, but it didn't work out that way, I'm afraid. We never won another premiership until 1988, which is very sad because I think probably in around about 86 it was probably one of the best sides that I've seen at Kangas, but we didn't win a grand final.
84 we started off, we lost a few games and I was nominated to be captain of the team, so coming from Perth and decided to throw a few rules into the side. So the ones we did, we had a meeting, a closed house meeting. We sorted our playing team out, and then we, one little rule for me was everyone had to come up to the club rooms after training and have a drink. Could be alcohol or water for 15 minutes. So that really bonded the team, and then we went on from there and started winning games. Well, really the excitement of the song that year was another part that we had to learn to sing, and then it became compulsory, like it coming from other teams that already had songs, it was part of tradition sort of thing. Grand final to me was a reasonable day. It was a bit damp in the morning. We got away a bit slow. As we sort of stayed with Campbell through the first half, and then after half-time, Pencil Smith sort of changed the game a little bit and took a player out, and then we all got together and in a big huddle and sort of then teamed up, and then we sort of ran away with it after that and just got control of the game, and by 3/4 time we had control and we knew we were going to win. Well, going back to the song, in that year the committee was very enthusiastic. We got the players enthusiastic after the first round, and then the song came into it, so then that became part of the sort of professionalism of the club at that time, and everything just flowed on from that.
Kalgoorlie City! We are the